Let's create a pair of denim that looks extremely realistic in Claw 3D. Let's get started. Okay, first, I'm going to Claw Connect, and I'm just going to look for a pair of pants that looks very similar to denim or where I can apply washes properly. I'm going to use these denim pants. This is the generic pants I found. Okay, so taking a little look at the UVs. So you go to material UV and then you can reset the arrangement, making sure they don't overlap. These are the snaps or the buttons actually. And I'll have to put all these pieces in one tile. Fit UV 0 to 1 by clicking right, okay. And these are all the patterns I have for this pair of pants. Now I'm going to bake the textures, leave diffuse and normal map, and then I'm going to select the folder on my desktop where I will be saving this. Okay, I'm opening Photoshop and I'm opening my file I just saved from Claw. Now place embedded, and I'm going to put my washes. Just keep in mind these pieces you see on the screen are basically a real pair of denim pants that has been scanned properly, photoshopped to make sure it looks properly on screen as well. And I can attach these pieces on the pattern pieces I have from Claw. Okay, let me show you how we do this. I select everything and put them in a group. As you saw, let's just make them smaller, making sure they're all the same size and just making sure it's the same height as the patterns I have, or similar size, similar height. Okay, I select all of them and rasterize them to be able to manipulate them. So you can just click right and choose rasterize. Okay, I just make them here a little lighter. You can choose just a distinctive color. This way I know which one is the pattern and which one is the applied scan or wash. And now I place them on the dedicated pattern piece. All right, now I see that I don't have the pockets separately. So I'm going to use the pen tool to copy this part, which is the pocket. Once I have it selected, Control C, Control V, and you see on the right side, I have a new layer. I'm going to name this pocket. And now if I drag it, I have a separate piece for the back pocket. And I'm going to do the same thing for the coin pocket using the pen tool, Control C, Control V. Now I'm going to move this piece up here. Now I'm going to delete this part. And now that I'm all ready, I'm going to start with the back, with this first panel. And I'm going to use the puppet warp to manipulate the wash. Edit, puppet warp. I'm going to add these points. It's basically their pins. Once you add the pins, you will be able to move them and move this wash basically. But first you need your pins in place. I'm going to maneuver them and place and drag the piece right on top of the pattern like this. You see, the more pins I have strategically placed, the better the manipulation of this denim wash and scan is going to do. So I'm going down, applying these pins and just maneuvering it to be right in the middle. You can go beyond the pattern piece a little bit, depending on some of the areas, especially when there's no texture. It's just plain fabric. All right, and this almost fits the back. Now I'm going to erase the back pocket since I already copied it and I already have it and it needs to be placed specifically on the pattern. So let's just quickly erase it this way. And voila, it's all done. Okay, now I'm going to move to this other part. So just because I already did this on the left side, I literally copy and pasted it and flipped it horizontally and put it on the other side. Now I'm going to focus on the pocket, the one that I just copied or traced. And now I'm going to adjust it on the pattern like so. Go back to puppet warp, and I'm going to place the pins. Now I'm just going to do everything at once because I became an expert. And now let's just drag them. Just make sure you keep the pattern of the jeans, the texture inside. Yes, and let's do this as straight as possible. And I'm going to move the ones on the bottom as well. And there you go. You can also distort it if you feel like the textures are not completely inside. You just can click on the panel, click right, and just distort. I'm going to move to the front panels. This is the one that doesn't have the fly. Let's position it appropriately. Think about it, how to place it first to make it easier for yourself, basically. And now that I have the top all pinned out, I'm going to move towards the bottom. I'm making sure I have all the textures and details inside of the pattern. Yeah, and preserving the hem details, because this will look also very realistic. All the abrasions on the jeans. I am done with this part, and you can apply the puppet work or just click enter. Now I have the coin pocket here. I think I'm just gonna first trace the coin pocket, the inside, the little inside pocket here. You can distort it, just making sure it's the same size as the dedicated pattern. Control C, Control V, and a new pattern, or you can just basically crop it. You have a new piece, new layer created. So I'm just going to use the normal warp. Just click right and warp. Or maybe just let's go in there a little bit. Let's apply our pins. And now let's drag them. And now let's crop the texture at the top and copy paste. I'm going to put one on the left side, enter. Then I'm going to edit it and make it as if it's part of the structure. And then I cropped it and copied on the other side as well. I think now we're pretty done with this pattern piece. Now you can select all these pieces created, and I am going to either group them together or you can just, and now you have just one layer instead of 4 layers previously done. Now let's focus on the yoke. Here the part is a little easier. Just make sure the texture is going on the right grain. And I'm just going to position it on the pattern. And then I can cut out this part. So I use the pen tool and I'm just going to cut out the part that I don't need. Then from here, edit, puppet warp on the texture. Let's add my pins. I'm all done with this part. I'm going to move to this piece. That's the front pocket piece. Okay, puppet warp again. Let's place it properly. Making sure it's straight and it goes on the straight grain. Apply. And now I'm going to remove the coin pocket since I have a different pattern for that, and also of the pocket as well. Okay, so let's even out and stamp the texture, making sure everything looks even and natural. You can even use the smudge tool if you'd like. All right, I'm done with this piece as well. You can actually copy this last piece we have done, Control-C, Control-V, and then you can click right, flip horizontal, and then the piece should fit right in the pattern like a mirror. All right, this looks great. Now we have the front right, the one that has the fly, and we will position it, and the same, we'll use the puppet warp and arrange everything in the pattern piece. Let's remove the pocket inside, since again, we have a pattern piece for that. Use the pen tool, cut or delete. Okay, once you place the pin, let's maneuver them, making sure everything looks even and straight. If you click on the pin, you can also delete them if you change your mind of the positioning. So you can do and redo them as many times as you want, as long as the pins are not too close to each other. The same, let's make sure the texture stays inside the pattern pieces. And now for this yoke, I'm just gonna copy and paste the other side. I've done. And I'm going to move to the waistband that I have and also the belt loops. And I think I am pretty done with my patterns here. Okay, so I'm pretty done with my patterns here. What I will do, I am going to save this file as a PNG. File, export, save for web, legacy PNG. Okay, and I'm going to upload this file in Claw. Going to Claw, select your fabric, go to texture mapping, and from repeat change to unified. I'm going to select my file and voila, these are my texture. I'm just going to remove the color on the belt I had on the original parts. And there you go. This is our denim. It looks really cool and realistic, as if it's a real pair of denim, but it's done in Cloud 3D. If you want to download the washes, there's a link down below. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.